raise my glass to the four of you for surviving the most harrowing fight of this adventure so far. And then I raise my glass to a special guest that we have joining us this week. Emily, what's up?
Oh, Emily.
Hello, sweet babies.
Yes. In case you didn't know, you're on the Drift Delvers podcast. This is episode 43.
What's a podcast?
Well, so you just missed the explanation of the life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Now you're going to have to
last
create a channel
episode.
to react to all podcasts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good call.
Can we get a reaction channel to STF on your reaction channel?
Oh
I
my
think
god.
that's a very niche market.
That is so neat.
And
It's also like specifically audio, so like YouTube, it's terrible for it, you know.
no, it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
fine.
We'll workshop it. We'll
They
get
want to
there.
look at Emily anyway. They don't want to look at us, right?
That's not true.
It's all
Y'all-
about her facial reactions and everything.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
is the-
That's a
that
whole
is-
React
yeah.
video.
How have I ever reacted in a facial manner? Oh wait, that sounded away.
Wait, what?
Anyway,
And she's back, ladies and gentlemen. And she's back.
Put it on the thumbnail.
Got it in my eye.
I'll have you know, I'm a professional, Heath.
Are you caught up on the show? Obviously, you couldn't hear the last episode because we just recorded it. But up to that point,
Yes, sir. I did a little re-listen today to get kind of recalibrated, and Heath told me a little bit, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you forgot to use that electrostatic doodatter a couple of episodes ago." But yay, luckily,
I didn't forget
Wink.
a single time.
yeah,
so
luckily.
so Desna did save you.
See,
Yep.
See?
Gods take all the credit for the good and none for the bad. Yep.
yeah, duh.
Oh man,
Like you
all
act
the
like
bad
you're brand
guys do
new
those
to this whole thing here,
Get
man.
good, baby. Get
It's
good.
not new. It's just still much hated.
Still sucks.
Yeah.
that shit was crazy, y'all.
That was
Yeah,
very
it
crazy.
was. It was.
I look. I'd like to
close
offer
call.
a formal apology to you guys, not the listeners, because they won't hear
'Cause
what
fuck
gets
them.
cut out. But like, I lost it. Like, I absolutely lost my shit. The pressure was just too much.
It was the most Heathiest of the Heath of the moment. You know what I mean?
I've
Like,
been trying to be really positive and like and be in a good mood, but like, damn, you sprung some hard pressure on me. Both being the only conscious member of the party and still the time pressure. You know, like it was just too much. My brain broke for a second.
Not only that, but you were like for 3 turns, like the only person up. You know,
well, it was like
Two, wasn't it?
two-ish.
two turns,
yeah.
2 turns, yeah.
But it was a lot of actions in those.
Yeah,
turns.
there's a lot going on. You know,
Let us trade
mean-
the old duder's noggin. You know
And
what I
there
mean?
were so many strands in the old duder's noggin. But I mean, think about like how many things it took just to get that boss down once you guys had gone unconscious, right? I mean, the dragon wormling gland only doing 2 damage, and then getting hit and the electrostatic arc doing 2 damage and then 2 damage again. Like it took 3 little plinks
Yeah.
of 2 damage
Right.
to finally get there
That was terrifying.
through
Yeah.
various means.
yeah,
Those
it was.
implants, they're
Dude,
worth their
it's
money.
huge.
They're
It's
worth
huge.
their money.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
totally.
I felt a little bad initially whenever so this item, the electrostatic field, got introduced. You know, like I'm sure it happens occasionally in different adventures, but surely not all of them. But in one of our other shows, if you're not familiar, a character of mine used that same item. So I felt a little bit bad about using the same one, but I was like, it's so good, and I just really enjoy it. I like using it. It's a cool item. So I felt a
Well,
little
you
bad
found
about
it in the
using
wild. You found it in the wild.
Right.
There's no reason not to use it. you
Right.
know?
So
Also,
I'm so
toilet
glad that I
paper
did.
works, so you know we'll
Right.
use it. Like that's
does.
fine.
Yeah.
It's not like I go into the bathroom and like, man, I've already used toilet paper. once.
done with that.
Thankfully, toilet paper does not do 1d6 of electric damage every time that you
Look.
use it in
Hopefully.
melee
That'd
range.
be-
Yeah,
That'd
that's
just be
that
the worst
Dollar General
TP.
paper.
Yeah, bad toilet paper does like, you know.
That's that government toilet paper,
Yeah,
dude.
it could be
Yeah.
about 1d6.
Y'all know what I'm talking
like,
about, man. Have you ever been in a
One-
government
yeah,
building?
That
Totally.
sandpaper, that 1+ sandpaper. paper.
That's like torture. That's like CIA prisoner.
Welcome to government.
Paper, you know?
And it's damn near transparent. You can see through it.
You can see through it.
Heath, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I want you to think about like all the anger that you felt there at the end of the last episode.
It was fear.
And then fear. Okay, perfect. But I want you to kind of juxtapose that between how you felt when Raya was floating out in space, about to die.
Also
And
fear.
She would, but were they the same thing or were they different?
No, this was worse. Because like that's honestly a very interesting question. The other one, like we were trying to make some moves to make it happen. Like, hey, can we get a rope or send some kind of projectile out and get her back? So I at least had my party, my friends, to even if I was going to float away and die, I would talk to them and be trying to workshop something until it was apparent that it wouldn't happen, right? So them, in this situation, everybody except my character got almost unalived simultaneously. So I think it's the suddenly being left alone to figure it out and save the day kind of thing, which is like epic and badass and heroic and super duper, right? But also like so much pressure, you know? It's a whole lot less pressure to just like, oh, well, guess we can't figure this out. I'll float away and die, you know? That one was a lot more serene, if equally terrifying, you know?
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it really put the party through the paces. You know, incorporeal fights, they can be such a
Slobber knocker.
Yeah.
Stays forever, man.
booger bear.
But
you know,
just
there
so
was-
much.
That's a booger bear.
She is
There
sweet.
was some smart plays
She
though,
a
and I think, you know, thank you, Heath, or with Raya's like persistence there. But I think that there was also some smart plays from a lot of other from the rest of the crew. I think like Sayun's use of the specialized resolve was phenomenal, especially with the seven rounds of confusion that were looming over us. I think that,
Oh yeah,
that
there
could
were
have
a lot of great
certainly
plays
turned-
throughout
yeah.
the combat. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to detract from like you definitely hold the trophy on that. Like,
Well, I mean, I
you
hope
kept us
you're not
surviving with
implying
that
I was
biotic.
trying to take anything away from you guys.
No.
We
'cause I
all
was
did
also-
a great
yeah.
job.
Yeah, no. I was actually going to also say another great play was that you held on to that biotic invigoration for so long, because that was so fucking crucial here. You
Remember
know?
when he was mad that we told him to hold on to it?
Right.
You know, but like, hey, if the GM says that, well, do it. You know. But
Well, I
like-
mean, yeah, if you tell me to, like, I it might frustrate me in the moment, but I'll probably listen to you if the GM says to do it.
and that fucking mystic cure that fucking Gil did.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
bullshit.
in a pinch. Just
I mean, you know,
beautiful.
it was a proper boss fight. You know, you really can't. That's how you want those things to go. You know, you want it to get all the way to the wire without anybody actually dying. Like that's like the perfect boss fight for me, at least from a
Right.
GM
No, that was
perspective.
Right.
I'd agree.
I agree, but that was as to the wire as it's been in a long time.
Yeah.
Of me playing podcast stuff with y'all. Yeah.
That's that good though. That's what we're looking for. That's the
Yes.
shit that resonates.
Yeah, as for CORA, she was a booger bear.
She was a little bit.
Y'all
Well,
go
you-
listen to the floozies if you don't know what we're talking about.
Figure this shit out.
You guys survived, which is really the key thing here, right? For you guys, at least, right?
Well, I mean,
that's the most important part.
in the moment, Raya wouldn't know for sure if anyone has survived other than her, right?
I'm not. We're not in game yet. I mean, like you guys, players, you survived with your characters intact. So now I will take us back into Cynosure, and this seed replaced CORA, right? This like digital seed that had two sprouts that were intertwined, one silver and one white. And before you can even react to this seed, An elven woman with massive butterfly wings and dusky shades of blue and purple appears in the room. Her face is the same as the one encountered at the Stardust Cafe, only now, Desna is tall enough for the top of her flowing purple hair to brush the ceiling. A halo of twinkling stars surrounds her entire body, and it's almost difficult to gaze upon her for more than a few seconds. Her smile is bright and her silver eyes are kind, but her face is at once beautiful and terrifying, and at just her presence, like, as she kind of emerges, this aura washes out from her, bringing all of you back up from consciousness and healing you back to full.
Well,
Take it. I think the moment of this happening, right? Like, as Raya's looking around, all of her allies unconscious, and then, this deity coming in and spreading this sort of healing energy. I think, given everything that has happened recently with the party, but specifically with Raya and her relationship to deities, I think as soon as this happens, there's a humongous sigh of relief, but then a militaristic, almost like Raya, like a knight in shining armor, like drops to one knee, just like out of reverence.
I like that image. So Raya goes down to one knee as the rest of you are kind of coming to, and you see that. I mean, this is now Desna at her largest that you ever seen her. She's like commanding the space of this room. And then she says to you guys as you're coming to and bowing,
Thank you for defending my home.
Her voice is distant and haunting, but it fills this room with like harmonious music.
May I see it?
She reaches out a hand to gently scoop up the pixelated seed. Looking down at the fragment of artificial consciousness, she smiles before cupping her hands around the seed, draws it to her lips. She blows air over it. The music swells as she breathes life into the twin sprouts. Desna releases the seed, and its entwined shoots grow with supernatural swiftness, first becoming seedlings, then flowering vines that snake over the floors and walls of the room. A massive bud forms and unfurls into a drooping bell-shaped flower. Inside this flower, a glowing, masculine form falls, naked and translucent from the bloom.
This is Cora's twin. I have retrieved him from a dream. He has all of Cora's memories and capabilities, but wishes only to help you.
This translucent figure stands, and he says, I am CORA. He bows his head graciously. An artificial intelligence capable of ship maintenance and support. May I accompany you on your travels?
He will serve you faithfully. A gift for the saviors of Cynosure.
I have some artwork for this.
Oh, nice. Okay.
nice.
Coral.
Damn it, Heath.
Cairo, kind of like the corn syrup.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's just like the corn syrup.
Ah, Cairo.
That's
That's really cool. I like
Rad.
the art design.
Yeah.
That is pretty rad.
I like
it's
that.
like a automaton looking.
Yeah, so he asked him, may I accompany you on your travels?
Still kneeled, on one knee. Raya, like slowly looks up into the glowing orbs of what was his name? Kara's eyes. Coral. She says coral. No, she doesn't do that. She looks up and says, "It would be an honor."
It would be mine. I would like to show you that I am better than my twin, and to truly help you. You have freed me from a dream prison. It is as if Cora locked me in her dreams, and it's all the good parts of her And Desna, I believe, has granted me with free will.
She would kind of like reach out and kind of put a hand against his cheek and just kind of looking with this combination of joy and maybe a touch of like sorrow, like pity. And then it kind of morphs back into more of just relief that all of this is kind of coming to. And she would look at the rest of you and say, "You have all experienced so much. Please, go. Take your rest at the Stardust Cafe, and I will meet you there. Go."
And she just kind of wisps away into a butterfly, flies through the ceiling of the spire, and leaves the four of you just kind of like, or well, I guess the five of you at this point, reeling at the combat, the Desna's presence, and this new ally and companion that you have.
Oh, nice.
What do you do?
I mean, Raya would immediately approach Kara reverently, you know, and just like put out a hand, just be like, "I'm Raya. It's a pleasure."
You see him focus kind of hard or intently to make his hand actually corporeal for a moment. And he shakes your hand and he says, "I look forward to Janice with you and your team. Are they all right? Are you all right?"
I think we'll be all right now that the Dream Mother's healed us all up, but if the Dream Mother trusts you, then I trust you. It's wonderful to meet you, Caro. The name's Gildra.
Gildoran, this is how I feel about you. I watched you battle, my twin. You truly must be heroes. I do not know what path led you here, but it is my honor to serve a team of heroes such as yourself.
Yeah, I guess I would call myself a hero, or a goddess's chosen, or chosen hero of a goddess. That would...
Gilderon,
there's a lot
please,
of... Yeah,
please.
it's not the time, okay. Yes.
And you are?
Who?
Don't
Me?
use that.
You, yes, you.
Seun, Clan Vaho, of course. And
Of course.
the punching bag of the party.
Yes, you can surely take a hit.
Was
That
that
is-
a joke?
And you are?
Oh, I'm Sue.
Sue.
Mm-hmm. Subana Grimfang, but you can call me Sue.
Sue. I will. It is a pleasure to meet you all.
Pleasure to meet you.
If you give me the coordinates of your ship, I shall retire there and start to make myself at home in ship and permeate myself throughout the systems.
Just before you do that, let me just go ahead and forewarn everybody over at the ship, because otherwise there's going to be a whole cattywampus otherwise.
Well, remember that the rest of your team is at the hotel. Nobody's
But
staying in the ship.
Communicators.
Okay,
So,
I'm just
yeah.
reminding
Oh, yeah.
you where everybody's at.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So, Subana's going to kind of touch to the comm unit and say, "Attention, can y'all hear me?
Lenny is like, "Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm coming through. I'm clear. I'm
Yeah,
live."
you're not going to believe what just happened to us."
You're not good. I think we have similar stories. So, tell you what, you go first.
Well, I mean, wait, it's not. He's not Southern. I get it. Look, I know that you guys have already had brunch with Desna and all, but we hadn't met her. But she just came and appeared to us, And she
You don't say.
She did, and she said that we were her chosen too, but we had served a different purpose to support y'all. And she gave us all sorts of boons, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's great news.
What happened to you guys?
Yeah. Well, us guys, we just finished talking with fuck what's his name? I'm sorry.
Desna?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. We just finished talking with Desna too. And you're not gonna believe it, but we are going to have an extra visitor. Or
We got company. Go get the good cake out.
exactly. Get the fine china out. We're
listen,
here to impress.
What kind of company are we talking about here?
So,
Is Triffy coming to cook for us?
oh, I wish. We'll table that. But for now, I'd like for you to all give a big welcome when he comes around to Caro.
Carl?
Caro. Have you ever heard of the corn syrup? Caro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it's
I've heard
pronounced
of it,
Cairo.
but
Oh, it's
But,
Cairo. That's right. Well, it's a difference in accent.
that's gonna be confusing because we got that guy Carl on the ship, and now we got a Caro too. That's like only one letter different. How are we gonna tell them apart? Like, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Like,
you get ahead of
Carl
yourself,
the
Lanny.
pirate.
Yeah, all right. And so is
Carl the pirate.
what's the deal with Caro the not pirate?
Oh, he's just Cora's twin.
Just like that. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
Listen, we've trusted you this whole time, and we still do, but you're gonna have to give us a bit more information. His Cora's twin.
So, Lenny. All right. So here's the deal.
So
So here's the deal. We have dispatched of Cora, and as I mentioned earlier, Desna did pop a visit over here. She told us that, well, in fact, she brought life to Cora's remains. And now we have a new individual, and his name is Caro. He's going to be joining us, and I think everything's going to be just fine.
right. So, hold on, Walter. I know. I'll ask him. Walter's a little concerned over here. I am too. I'm assuming, if this is Cora's twin, that he's also an AI.
Caro, would you call yourself an AI or a virtual intelligence or?
Yes, no, I absolutely am. I'm a projection of AI, and I, for all intents and purposes, will be your ship's virtual intelligence.
He identifies as an AI that will handle all of the ship's AI.
Walter is, I think, reasonably a little anxious about that. I mean, he's
hey,
come
Walter,
to really.
are you on the call, Walter? I tell you what, Walter.
He's flossing his tusk right now.
Oh, Walter's flossing his tusk right now. Now, Lenny, here's the thing about it is that do you want to be the one to argue against Desna? Do you want to look this gift horse in the mouth?
Well, Walter, she makes a good point there.
Don't you trust Desna?
Hold on, Sue. I got this. Walter, Desna just came to us and said we're supposed to support these guys. All right. Now, I know that you love the ship. You're still going to get to pilot it. But it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit of help, would it? Walter's on board. It's fine. Where are you guys? We're still at the hotel. We hold up here during the whole, robots attack thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad y'all came around because I figured that it'd be like arguing with Bulkhead. But we are over at the Somnium Spire. And
Should we come there or?
No, tell you what, let's just go back and meet at the cafe.
All right, the cafe. Okay. Like
All right.
now? Like now?
Yeah, you tell you what, meet you in 30.
All right. I think that we're gonna need a little bit longer than that because we gotta get cleaned up and we want to look good.
You know what? We got this whole communication thing down, so tell you what, you just reach back out to me, and whenever you're ready, we're ready. All right?
Let's say
Send me an SMS.
soft 5 o'clock.
God, it's gonna be 7 hours.
All right.
Yeah, just a soft 5 o'clock. That's like 3 hours from now. That gives everybody time to get in the best. You know, you guys got to be tired too, right? I mean.
Absolutely. You bring up a
we're
great
in
point.
great shape, actually.
We almost died. Very close. It was
See, you
close.
guys are saying
fantastic.
different things here. You're saying you're great and you almost died. Look, let's all catch up over.
Two things can be true at the same time.
You're right, Sayun. You're fucking right. I will see you in 3 hours. We all will. All right? Bye.
All right.
All right,
Give
over
or
now.
take 10 minutes.
Weird one.
That is how the soft 5 works, is it not?
Soft 5 o'clock.
Yes, that's give or take 10 minutes.
Right.
Or is it? I don't know. New Orleans time maybe 30 minutes, actually, dude. New Orleans time maybe closer
shit,
to
you got him.
45, you know what I mean?
That go up your nose, Adam?
Yeah, I almost spit it all over my mic.
It's all 5 o'clock.
okay.
I'll be there at 6.
So,
Yeah, exactly, dude.
right. Do you guys go back to the hotel first, or do you go straight? You know, what's the deal? What do you guys want to do? You tell me.
Take a little bit of siesta.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of a lie down.
Just a quick.
We
nap,
don't need any. We're fully healed.
That's true.
Not much stamina.
I'd
holy
love to
shit.
get my biotic invigoration back just in case something attacks us between now and then. I know it probably won't, but you never know.
Well, I imagine in 3 hours you can
You
find
should
10 minutes.
easily
to
be
get
able to get it 10 minutes. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so fast forward. We're now at the Stardust Cafe.
3 hours later.
3 hours later.
3 hours
Later.
and 45 minutes later.
Exactly.
He rocks up.
3 hours later.
Yeah.
Now in Vescarium, this would be called late. Why aren't you here at 3 hours?
I will say that as you're like walking through Cynosure, you know, there is a lot of damage that has been done. But you see a lot of the Cynogerms working to repair that. And then, like the Azatas too, they're all like, you see a bustle of activity of people trying to repair some of the damage. And it's being done in a very magical way, right? So it almost seems like, from a visual standpoint, you see, much like CORA pulled dream energy out of thin air, you see these followers of Desna, these creatures of Desna, doing similar things to rebuild the structures. So you see these kind of like people working together and like sending up spirals of dream energy to like rebuild towers and things like that. And like the vibe of Cynosure is starting to like get back to where it was, but you can feel that it was damaged, you know, and that there was like, probably during this whole time, anybody that was dreaming was having nightmares, you know, because it was not in any kind of control. You see the two lovers that you hooked up. What was their names?
What was their names? Come on, we even came up with a
Lahana
yeah, Lahana.
and Zuli.
Yeah,
right?
we call them Zuhana. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you see them at the fountain in the center of Cynosure, and they are working to like clear out all the like metal and everything that of robots and scrap and stuff, get it out of the fountain, and they're working to rebuild the fountain. And you see them as you walk past, and they wave to you and say, "Hi, did you get our gift that we sent to you?"
I don't recall
we?
the gift.
Yeah, yes, you did.
Yeah.
You did?
Okay.
Okay. Oh my god.
Yes, we humbly received it.
Yes, it was my favorite engineered puzzle box.
That
I have it right here. Yes,
Yes,
it's a beautiful puzzle box, but regretfully haven't had a chance to use it. I can't wait to see if I can
yes,
open this thing.
our honeymoon has been put on delay from the
We left you like 5 hours ago.
Shotgun wedding.
Hey,
damn.
man, you know.
Wait, if this is like a lesbian situation,
It is.
this all tracks. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a
Yeah.
U-Haul lesbian situation.
That's right.
I get it. I get it, girls. I get it.
In that time, we've purchased 2 Subarus.
And 6 cats, mind you. Yes.
we already had 10 between
All
us.
rescues.
All rescue.
Sorry, I'm telling my business. Go on.
You see Stefano out there just like snapping pictures of all the stuff, you know. And he's like,
Blah,
he walks up,
blah, blah.
he walks up to you, Gil. He's like, "Oh my goodness, can you believe the craziness that has just happened here? You brought me out of my bleaching just in time to experience the biggest adventure that I've experienced in decades."
You ain't seen nothing yet. Just wait until I tell you this story. I've got to meet Desna. You know, it's no big deal, chosen and all that. But afterward, we can get together and just have a little cousin get together. I'll open a bottle of whiskey.
I would love that greatly. I cannot thank you enough for pulling me out of my stupor. It was quite embarrassing, I must say, and I feel so much better now. And I know that all of this is very destructive and all that, but it was quite exciting, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Oh my! I think I shall stay here for a bit more. Are you going to stay in Cynosure? Are we going to represent the Ron clans?
Well, I mean, I would love to, but you never know where the wind takes a chosen, I guess we're in some kind of time wobbly stuff, so you never know,
Yes. I must say, Seyun, your pictures were pristine. The framing, the depth, the way that you captured the essence of everything that you shot. You have a talent, sir.
I'm just a beginner. It's still much work to be done.
Just a beginner. You're about to put me back in my bleaching with such humility. If you're just starting this well now, I can't imagine what years of practice might yield.
Seyun just, he gives him a nod and a little respectful bow. He's kind of smiling a little bit under his mask, but you can't see that.
I wish I could tell what expression you were making, but I cannot.
Unfortunate, I must admit.
Yes. I won't blow your skirt any further. I know that you are a humble man. But thank you. Thank you, too. And thank you, Raya and Sue. My apartment has never been cleaner, and I really just appreciate your soft touch.
Yes. Well, I think Raya kind of comes up, just puts a hand on his arm, and just says, "It was no problem."
Ooh, that tickles.
Well, I didn't mean for it to, but... And she kind of like leans close and speaks quietly. I know that, dealing with depression and whatnot, it can feel in retrospect quite silly and embarrassing, but that's how it is for everyone. So don't worry about that.
I have removed worry from my middle names.
Good. Did you do the legal documentation for that? It seems like
Already,
people have
yes.
gotten a lot done in the last few hours.
Well, dream space and all that, things can move quick or slow, depending on what your intent is.
You mean to tell me Cynosure literally speeds up bureaucracy?
It's a dream, isn't it?
Oh my! There's probably an app for everything.
Yes, there's a new one called the Penumbra. Have you downloaded this yet? No! I'm just kidding. I am well aware of the tragedies that happened around that particular
It's a
app.
dark joke.
Well, yes, it is.
Well, I am so glad that you have your higher spirits now, and I'm so glad that you're no longer in that funk. So, thank you for just bringing so much energy and to such a special occasion right now. After all,
What is the occasion?
The invasion's over and done with, and we all survived.
Celebrate. And he puts his fingers to his temple and tries to dream really hard, and a bottle of champagne appears in his hand.
Yeah.
So he says, "You're right, it is an occasion. How foolish of me not to have bubbly ready for you to drink. Here." And he
thinks
pops
to
it off with
himself.
his teeth.
Yeah, and Subhana thinks to herself, and she manifests a wine glass.
What?
With dreaming, you know.
Yes, this is a very opportune time to manifest things, even if they are only dream versions of things. The dream energy is high, as it has all been amped up to rebuild. This isn't actually champagne, but it's the thought that counts. All right, well, I must be off. This has been a pleasurable conversation. Thank you again, all of you, and look forward to my coffee table book, The Dreamlands, coming to you soon.
Very nice. I can't wait.
Awesome.
All right.
I will make sure to credit you in the acknowledgement, Sayun.
Oh,
But
please do not.
Can I
A
just
small
say,
black butterfly
can I
floats
just say
by.
thanks to the masked man? Is that all right?
I suppose. Yes.
Excellent. I was going to do it anyway, but I'm glad that I have your permission now.
Yes. Of course.
All right, that's enough of that.
Okay.
Keep popping, cuz.
Keep popping, guys.
Keep popping. Okay. So you guys make it to the Stardust Cafe, and Desna is awaiting you. She has a large table, and all of you are there, right? The four of you plus your crew are all there.
You're late.
There's
There
no
was this
such thing as
gnome.
late.
Yeah. Yeah, and so whenever you guys walk in, your crew just kind of looks at you. They don't like applaud you, but they definitely are like, "Man, that's our crew. Those are my guys." You know, they're looking at you guys with pride.
Raya kind of just like sidles over to Jamila and just gives her like the kind of side hug you'd give your grandma when you see her at the family convention, you know?
The family convention.
You know,
Reunion?
where families get
function?
together. At the
function.
function, yeah.
Yeah.
It is good to see you, Raya. I am glad that you are all right.
Yeah. And she like bows her head so her head touches Jamila's head, you know, kind of like leans on her for a second. No.
I'm just kidding.
Don't ruin it, Adam. And just like doesn't really say anything, just like rubs her arm, you know, just like you know, it's just a comfort thing, you know, glad she's okay, and you know, just the comfort of a friend.
Before we get to this conversation with Desna here, Emily, I'm just curious, what do you think Desna has been doing in these 3 hours? What's the goddess's mindset in this?
In all of the CORA overhaul?
No.
Okay.
Since you've been back in the 3 hours.
You beat me to it.
Probably an overwhelming sense of relief, but also knowing that it's not over yet. It may be safe for Cynosure, but there's still a lot to be done. And she's probably a little nervous about how these conversations will go. And that, in balance with just this overwhelming sense of momentary peace, just as she kind of has looked around the realm and sees that it's being rebuilt, that sees that her people are safe, that sees that these heroes helped save this place and dreams. They helped maintain and ensure that dreams will still be able to occur for all of the sleepers. And that's just a huge relief. And it's weird to think of kind of a deity being so full of hope and joy over something that they didn't do. But seeing like the mortals, to see the dreamers actually manifesting their own reality without her explicit input and influence, it's bolstering. It fills her with a little additional hope that we really need right now, because again, the day has been saved, but there's still more fight yet to be had.
Okay.
Take an inspiration, Emily.
Oh, thank you.
Well, so you guys all take your seats at this large banquet table where all of you are sitting in. Desna kind of floats down to the head of the table, and she kind of addresses you guys.
You all have certainly proven your bravery. I must thank you again for saving my city and its people while I was distracted by the havoc across the galaxy. I know your hearts long to return home, but there are so many others who are still lost and suffering. You and I have the power to help them. Now that you've healed both body and mind, I have one last request of you. If you refuse, I will return you home with gratitude for all that you have done. But if you accept, we may be able to prevent a terrible tragedy, and I will burden you no more. She'd kind of like sit back just for a second and take in your expressions. And I, Emily, as playing Desna, would like to know, what are y'all feeling in this additional request?
I'd prefer if you continued to burden us with your presence in the future.
Yeah, I don't think it's even a matter. I don't. For Seiyun, I don't think that he's even in any position to refuse the request. Like, for him, it would be a no-brainer. Like, this is what our liege lord is asking of us. Of course, we'll complete the task. I mean, he can't speak for the rest of the people, but he's, you have my sword,
Yeah.
No, I mean, in a similar vein, I mean, Raya, since the moment that Desna reappeared after the rest of her party had dropped, to the best of her knowledge, dead. I mean, she's been looking at Desna anytime that Desna's in her presence with that like awe and adoration of the newly converted. Raya recently went through a crisis of faith and abandoned a god and was kind of in between kind of the feeling out process, and now this is twice that Desna saved Raya directly and then saved the other three members of the party, and it's like, that makes 100%, which is the level of devotion now that Raya has to Desna.
What about Gil?
Gil is devout now. He's filled with a sense of pride and duty. He's committed to helping the dreamers and the lost travelers
and opportunism.
And I mean, he names drops a lot.
Yeah.
He benefits from it. He's not an insane person.
Be like, yeah, chosen Desna, no big deal.
Yeah. A little bit of selfishness, but also altruistic.
I'm curious what Subana may think presented with this opportunity to go home.
So that's just it. I mean,
it feels like everything after that moment of being offered that option, it was just like wah 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 wah. Right. You know, it's just like that was immediately like peaked at the dog's ears, so to speak. You know, Subana doesn't want to like dismiss the gravity of this opportunity, this boon. I mean, this potential like gift from a god, of being able to just be whisked back and just be fine, be back to her family. That's immediate. That's a primal, like instinctual desire, you know, to immediately just leap at that, almost like it's stuck in her throat, and she just, and all she has to do is open her mouth and she would say it, you know, that yes, she wants it immediately, you know. And part of her mind would even, I would say, is split by this. There's a schism here then, that like part of her is trying to convince herself that she's done enough, she's done so much, she's survived so much going on here. And I mean, she literally went to hell and back, and then to Cynosure, and then saved the realm of a fucking god. I mean, what more does she need to do? And at the same time, being asked for more, for something that even a god would consider as like terrible, you know, that's something that's, it has to resonate, you know, and that is something that's important, and that is something that's there's gravity to that. So I mean, and she's compelled by duty, as like a Vesk would be, you know. And it was this god that gave her the certainty, the assurance that her husband was safe, that her family was safe. And not only safe, but also to transmit the message that, hey, something's bad. You need to, you know, take action. You know, whatever that may be, take action. That message has been conveyed through, and the only person she can thank for that is Desna. Desna was able to make that capable through the actions that of Gilderon as a catalyst, you know, and that very much, I feel like, was the catalyst. That's what the fulcrum was that allowed her to make that decision right there, that she would, despite everything that's clawing at her, to say, yes, take me back home right now. And instead, you know, she feels like she's built a community here. She's a part of a community here. And she says, well, trying to find her voice.
I think as Desna kind of is looking around the table and getting a sense of absolutely, yes, ride or die from everybody, and then she kind of like gets to Subana, and she feels the sense of hesitation, that sense of longing for home, that sense of that desperation for your family. And she says, I know I have asked much of you, but allow me to share with you what exactly you would be doing. A family of explorers has been shipwrecked on the astral plane where they were flung by the drift crash. And as she says that, she looks kind of at you, Subana, like, this family is trapped. I can't help them as much without your help. And she pauses for just a second and then she keeps going. A drift engine cannot access the drift from the astral plane, so they are trapped, pulled inexorably along the river of souls to the boneyard where they will surely perish. With my help, you could find them, and your ship creates a wake behind it as it travels through the plains. The Wise family could fly their ship, the Curiosity, along this wake and follow you back here to safety. And she just kind of sits back and, again, lets that information wash over you now that you have the full picture of what she's asking.
So we need to go to the boneyard and
to the astral plane
Oh, right.
and the river of souls, which leads to the boneyard to stop them from being carried by the river to the boneyard. They're
I
like
see.
trapped in the river.
I see. Our Lord commands it. Of course it will be done.
And I think Sivana says, finally, kind of wheels her voice, and she says, "What else is there to do?" I mean, absolutely. I mean, how could we say no?
Exactly.
Desna just beams at y'all, and you see kind of like her face shifts from the elven form into this insectile form and back into another female form and back towards the elven. And in that last shift, you see her eyes are like sparkling with kind of unshed tears. And she just keeps smiling, and she says, "You are all the greatest heroes I could ask for."
I think Subona would definitely just kind of like well up at this, knowing what she's kind of sacrificing, the decision she's sacrificing, just almost just trying to keep steady.
And such great heroism deserves great boons. Is it time, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we?
She stands up from the table and she puts her hands over her chest for a moment, right in the center. She takes a deep breath, and as she exhales and she expands her hands, and her arms seem to grow, and it feels like you're all being encompassed in a hug and encompassed in these beautiful butterfly wings. And as the wings pull back, you feel stronger, more elevated. Maybe even if you had to put a specific term to it, like you leveled up.
We'll take that level up.
Yeah, I love those kind of boons.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
You get a level.
Tell me more, Bob.
Okay. She smiles and she moves her hand again, and the hand kind of shifts from a humanoid limb into an additional butterfly wing. And when it flaps back towards you, there are items on the table in front of you. Adam, tell them what they've won.
Today's players have won the fantastic Holy Weapon Fusion Seal, a level 8 weapon seal, fusion seal, a Staff of Mystic Healing adorned with crystalline stars and crescent moons, and a Sacred Seal attuned to Desna.
The staff, you see, of Mystic Healing.
And also the crystal that will help you navigate your signal chaos engine to the astral plane.
Excellent.
Should we talk about what these items are? Is that of interest to you guys?
That would be
Very much.
great.
I don't know what any of them do.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that Holy Weapon Fusion.
Okay.
All right, so this is a level 7 version, I guess. The weapon with the holy fusion becomes blessed with divine energy from a good deity. Any attacks with the fused weapon are good aligned. Damage from the weapon bypasses DR good and ignores the energy resistance of evil dragons, evil outsiders, and evil undead. All right.
That paladin shit,
That's really
baby.
Yep. The Staff of Mystic Healing is what you might think it would be.
It just sprays gouts of fire.
Yeah, right. So this staff adorned with crystals and a butterfly top. If you have the Healing Touch class feature, which we know that our Mystic does, you can use that ability one additional time per day while holding the staff.
That's really good.
Yes. It only works once per day. But it is an extra use of Healing Touch.
Is this staff like gnome height, or is it like super tall? Yeah.
It's made for Gil, of course.
That's right.
There we go.
All right, so then let's talk about the Sacred Seal.
Let's do.
Okay, I'm going to have to look that up in another place.
Cool.
It's not the Elden Ring Sacred Seal. It's
Yeah.
not that.
I
this
thought
is
about it though, dude. I fucking thought about
all
it.
right, so
Sounds
this
like
is,
trash then.
This is an armor upgrade. So it's a pair of pendants connected by a loose silver braid. In this case, the appearance looks like butterfly wings. You will gain a +1 morale bonus to diplomacy checks to influence any members of that particular faith. Blah blah blah. But what's curious here is that the Desna specific Sacred Seal is that while within 1 mile of an astronomical object, such as an asteroid, space station, or planet, you can concentrate for 10 minutes to designate it as your beacon. You gain the Spaceflight Universal Creature Rule, though you can use it only to travel to your beacon. And you can use Mysticism instead of piloting for checks to navigate. While traveling in this way, you also have the Void Adaptation Universal Creature Rule, and you do not need to eat or sleep.
Oh wow.
That's amazing.
So basically what this does is allow you to always be able to navigate back to Cynosure.
Oh.
Right. If we just got in if our ship got blown up or
Right.
something. Right.
Yeah.
Cynosure's our
Yes,
Well,
yes,
only-
again.
Only one person can wear that. So
Yeah. Is it any point? Like you can designate any point as
Yeah.
like your.
yes.
Okay. So if you're for instance, like Raya was just floating through the space, you could turn, designate the ship as the point, and fly to it. Right.
It has to be an astronomical object, so it
You
has
said
to be
space
big.
station.
You're right. That's bigger than a starship. You know, like it has to be something that can orbit or things orbit around. Right. Like it's got to be a bigger.
Okay.
It's a bigger location than that.
A celestial body or
There
a
you go.
man-made
There you go.
object large enough to represent a celestial body.
Exactly.
Okay.
Nailed
go.
it. Nailed it.
the
I'm
name of-
into
name
that
of this
weapon fusion. Like,
Is there just one of the weapon fusions?
Yes. Yes.
Oh man, I thought we were getting the whole party kitted out. Okay.
Well, maybe you will, maybe you won't. You do have that little statuette that she gave you before, which does have some bonuses. If I can remember what that was.
Yeah, I didn't get any details on the thing Desna got me earlier too. I thought it would just come, just like.
Oh, it's a one use of the spell you wanted to have.
I mean, I just made up the spell.
Oh, perfect.
I mean,
All right, well,
I was
I
like,
will-
maybe I can get a drift shield. Is that a
It was
spell?
a dream. It was a dream. So, you know.
Yeah, I could just make up the spell. It could be as powerful as I want.
I would say maybe find something comparable and like reskin it.
I'll find something. We'll make that, and then Heath, you and I will get basically the statuette. How I see it is an armor upgrade for you.
Oh, cool.
So we'll talk about that offline about what that's going to look like. But that's the intent, so that you can get an armor upgrade. without having to pay for it. You know.
I'm always a fan.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I mean, aside from the items and stuff, prior to that, we learned that we'll be heading to the astral plane.
Yes.
Okay, so narratively, this is very cool. So, bear with me for a second. I think, in this whole cycle of events here very recently, Raya has sort of made up her mind. Like, we're rolling with Desna, right? Like, Desna comes in, saves the friends, all that, and it's like, okay, I'm locked in on that. And then this just only reaffirms that, almost in, like, we're dealing with a deity, with a god, right? And so it's like that feeling of like, oh, it all makes sense now. Like, this was fated, or this was, preordained or meant to be this way, right? Because as a planar traveler theme that Raya is, having studied the planes and stuff, that's what her college major was. You pick theme knowledges, and each of those theme knowledges are based on one of the planes, and you get bonuses to learn about those planes, right? And so you have to pick 2 to start with at level 1. And the first one was the drift, because we're doing the drift stuff, right? And I was like, that's the obvious one. And so I had like messaged Adam and was just like, can you give me anything here to work with? And he was like, no, absolutely not. Like, you gotta just take your chances. And so at level 6 and 12 and 18 you get additional planes, but at level 1 you pick 2. And so I had picked the drift, and I had went ahead and like picked ahead of time the 2 at level 1, and then I went ahead and like picked the one at 6, but that could change based on narrative stuff, right? But it's very cool and fortuitous. I had picked the astral plane as my second one other than the drift.
When he told me that his second one was astral plane, dude, like inside I was cheesing so hard. I was like,
You're like, okay, cool, man. That's what you want to do. Yeah.
I guess.
Fine, whatever.
It might just as good as any other choice, or whatever.
Well, it's funny because it was between, like, I had fluctuated back and forth for a while, because this was like an interesting but annoying decision to make. Like, I could pick the wrong one and this never ends up getting used, but I had back and forth between the astral plane and the boneyard, and I ended up settling on the astral plane. So I mean, I think to Raya it's just like, oh my goodness, like, it's all lining up, Yeah.
So you guys do level up, so we're now level 5. You guys are accepting the mission, and you can see that almost all of your crew is eager to join you on this mission.
Who's the not almost?
The handler. What's her name?
Angela.
Angela.
Yeah.
Angela. She kind of looks like not thrilled. Like, she's not saying anything, but you can tell that she's like, man, the idea of going home sounded really great to her.
Tell our story, Angela.
Is that an option? Could we just send Angela back home?
Right. I mean, like, that's.
I'm just
what
telling
she
you
offered.
what you see. Like,
Yeah.
that Angela. Well, Walter is like, oh, I can't wait to go to the astral plane, and Lenny's like, I'm with you, fellers. The doctor's like, somebody must keep you okay. Yes. And of course, Jamila is going to go with you guys. But Angela
her heady ass would be about it.
Yeah. And Angela just is very quiet, and her shoulders kind of slump when you guys all kind of make the decision to take Desna up on her request. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Angela, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I don't think you are.
I'm okay. I miss home a lot, and I feel like I have no use on this crew.
that first off, that is, I don't know where you got that idea, and I don't think so. In fact, I think you have the most important role of all here, because I think you want to go home.
Yeah. I do. Don't you? What about your family?
And she's still even just debating it in her head right now. She's like, she could just say no, actually, but I feel that they are fine, and that people who really need me are out there. That family out there, they need me, and this crew needs me.
What can I do to help you or them? I'm just a media professional. I'm just a marketing agent. What?
You're in the best role ever, then.
For what?
Tell our story.
Wait, what?
I mean, it seems like it makes sense to me. I think if you choose to go back, I think that would be the best thing for you. I mean, you think to, but yeah.
Do that. I'm part of this crew. I can't.
Who else are we gonna have? Who else is gonna know about this? Look, what we'll do is we'll pack you with all the telemetry. We'll tell you where we're heading, and whenever you get packed up and ready to go, I mean, we'll give you a little care package of all the info you need on us.
Are we still sitting at the table? Like, everybody?
Yeah.
Like, Desna would just kind of look over towards the conversation and lean in and just say, whomever wishes to go home has my blessing. Feel no ill will from me. You have all done your part. And she just smiles and sits back.
There you go.
I don't see anything clearer than a boss's blessing on that. So
She looks at Desna and she says, Your Grace, I cannot thank you enough for everything that you have done for this entire crew and for all the people that are lost in the universe. She looks back to you, Subana. She says, I will return home, and I will tell Councilwoman Ziva what has happened to you. Is there any message that you would like me to relay to your family? I promise you that I will get it to them.
just a simple message, and it's just going to be just a little longer, sweetheart. And that's it.
It will be done. And then Carl the pirate says, well, I mean, I can't let her go by herself. She needs some support and some protection. I think I should go with her too.
Actually, no, Carl, you're not allowed. I'm sorry.
Oh, drats. Yeah, it's just my fucking luck, right? All right, I'll stick.
Relief.
Yeah, no, I'll stick around. That's fine. That's fine.
Potential cannon fodder.
Yeah, I make for a good joke from time to time. I understand that I do have a purpose on this crew. I was just trying to get out of this, but yeah, let's go to the astral plane in the River of Souls. It's fine, right?
That was a joke. You're welcome to leave if you're so inclined.
Yeah, right. Well, is that fine with you? I know that I'm technically still your hostage. He's kind of looking at Sayun, mostly, because you're the one who knocked him out at the very beginning.
Raya's eyeballing him.
Yeah.
She was the one that knocked him out.
I can't remember. I was knocked out, right? To both of you. Is it all right if I go?
Fucking do it again. I'm kidding. I don't care.
You are a free pirate. Although, I would advise reconsidering your pirating ways.
Yeah.
Well, considering that the entirety of my pirating crew is dead and in hell, I think that, I'm just going to stick with Angela here. We had a good time at the rave, didn't we, Angela?
She rolls her eyes. Okay.
Listeners,
I
that was an eye roll.
I was like, wait, is there like a romantic tension thing here? Or?
I mean, maybe. You could do a sense motive.
I'm better not knowing.
Yeah, I'll take care of you, Angela. And I've given up my pirating ways. I do not pirate, unless, of course,
Not doing it.
I've already seen.
unless of course I'm lost in the drift and there's nothing else to do. I'll do a bit of pirating. I'll pull out that saber and I'll do a bit of pirating. But
Yeah.
If this,
I'll do a little loot.
if the drift
I do
lane
look
red,
taking inspiration.
Who said that? Was that you, Dustin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I owe you an inspiration. Remind me next episode.
if the drift lane,
If they offer you some loot at a party, it'd be rude not to.
if the drift lane red light's taking too long, you know.
Right. Okay, so
Hold on. Raya is gonna come up to Angela and say, I know you're already conveying one message, but could you get a message to my folks?
sure.
And she just slides her like a written note and it's like, sorry, you're gonna have to tape it out later.
Can I read it?
Well, you'll have to.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could just give it
I
to
guess
him.
you could transcribe it. Well, I didn't know if you were gonna go all the way to. You could just email him. But if you're gonna go to Triaxis, then yeah, just give it to him.
All right. Yeah, I promise I will not read it. All right. Well, come on, Carl. I guess you're with me.
Cool.
Nah.
Question: Is
yes.
Carl leaving just so that there won't be
The
any
confusion about Cara and Carl.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, we gotta trim down the fat a little bit. You know what
I'm
I mean?
not
a lot of
saying
people
that's
on
the
this ship,
case,
you know?
but I ain't
Yeah.
not saying it either, you know?
Okay. So, it's all been decided. You guys are packing up your ship, get everything together. You know, you're just going to say goodbye to Cynosure. And I would like to take this opportunity in this moment to thank you, Emily, for bringing Desna to life, because this is 5,000 times better than it would have been otherwise. And I really, really appreciate it.
Can you imagine Adam delivering these same lines, dude?
Yes.
Hey, you don't got to be like that.
That's a little heavy-handed.
He's juggling a lot of other
trying-
characters. So
I'm trying to gas Adam up. I'm trying to gas Emily up. Excuse me. I'm trying to gas
Baby,
It's
you
like,
don't
you're
need to
doing
gas
the
me.
opposite of gassing Adam up.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitions of what
Adam.
that means.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. I'm trying to gas Adam down.
It's certainly made it easier, just from my point of view, to convincingly have Raya dedicate herself religiously, you know, to this very real experience with Desna.
Yeah. So thank you, Emily, so much. We may or may not see you again in the future. I haven't read that far ahead, so I don't know.
She'll just come in as another goddess or god.
yeah, it's just like
That was-
specifically a deity. I really can't come in for anything less.
Yeah, I cannot
than
go
that.
below this anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, is there a
Maybe an
deity in
outer
the astral
god.
plane?
maybe. Yeah, I'll be.
Oh, you want to be Pharasma next? You know?
You know, I mean, the boneyard is calling. What can I say?
You know she would be about for being Pharasma in our universe. Oh my god! What about what if there's like a high-ranking angel or a Zada, like not quite a deity, but like up there, you know?
I mean, yeah, if you pay me enough, sure.
You're getting
Like, I'll
paid.
wear wings.
I'll wear wings. Shoot. No, this has
There's
been a
different
lot of
types of
fun.
payment, Heath. Thank you so much, Emily.
I had to get one more in. Sorry. Yeah.
That's it. That's
No,
it.
this has been awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for
Yeah.
doing it.
Been wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing me to life.
Milady.
And on that note, we'll see you.
We'll see you.
See ya.
Dream Mother.
Thanks for listening to the STF Network. If you want to hear more from us, check out our other Starfinder and Pathfinder shows at the STFnetwork.com. That's the STFnetwork.com. And support us on Patreon to listen to our bonus podcast, including our homebrew adventures and Tom Talks, our behind-the-scenes show. Stay groovy, possums.